What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Chat 3. I am Alex Anderson, Community Manager for GTribe, and I'm joined by CEO of Mass Luminosity, Angel Munoz, Senior Vice President of Technology, Teodor Atroshenko, and our special guest today, CEO of EKWB Americas, Kat Silberstein.
Yay,
Welcome,
Kat!
welcome.
Thank you for joining us,
Thank you.
Kat.
Thank you for
Taking
joining us.
time from your day off.
Of course, my pleasure.
Anyway, thank you, Alex. The first thing I think we need to tell everyone is if you cannot log in, don't worry, you still can get the loot drop, right? Right, Alex?
Yes, you can still get the loot drop.
And so we have 4 loot drops, and today, and what are they? They're the AIOs, correct? From EKWB. Yay! With beautiful lights on them, frosted, kind of frosted lights. So it's kind of a unique look to it. Anyway, I wanted to tell everyone first, before we get started in chatting with Kat Silberstein, that for the captions, we do realize that if you're on a mobile device, the caption get a little large. For the next call, I think Teodor is committed. Teodor, are you committed?
I am 100%, 99% committed.
All right, 99. That's good. To keeping them at one line. So we're going to do that. And then I wanted to also announce to our great community that Beacon will have its own streaming service. So we will be doing our own solution. So when we do these calls in the beginning, in the future, when we do these calls in the future, we will be streaming from our platform, which means that if you're either logged into Beacon or logged into GTribe, it'll be much easier. And then we'll have our own chat that, will work. So without further ado, Kat, thank you so much for joining us. Kat, you're in beautiful Napa Valley, California, and where you reside. You've been living there for quite a while, right? About 7 years. Has it been that long?
7 years in Napa, born and raised in San Mateo, so Bay Area.
Okay, so you're a California girl.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about this. So when I met you about 6 years ago, I remember talking to you, and you were already living in Napa Valley, and we were introduced by a mutual friend of ours, right?
Yes.
Do you remember who it was?
Martin from Steiger.
Martin Gossner, the CEO of Steiger Dynamics, a company that a lot of GTribers know, because Steiger has sponsored. In the early days, they basically sponsored most of our PC giveaways, right, Alex? Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, I think they were number one. And you were at the time with a different company when I met you.
Well, first time, I was at EK back in the day, and then I went to SwiftTech for a few years.
That's right. But at that time, you actually met with Kimberly when Kimberly was running sales for the company, and you partnered with us with EK. I guess I looked back at the records and I saw that you guys were like partner for a short period of time, because you left right after that to run. You were vice president, were you, of sales and marketing, or sales, or both?
Sales and marketing at SwiftTech.
For SwiftTech, and then in the process of doing and SwiftTech was a sponsor, of course, when you were there. And then you then left to become the CEO of EKWB Americas. And that's, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about that. So congratulations on an incredible job. I mean, being the CEO of a technology company like EKWB is very interesting. But what I find interesting about the company is the fact that it started the whole liquid cooling started as an enthusiast thing. So I remember in the early days that it was just a hardcore sort of case, aficionados that started water cooling, which I thought was the craziest thing at the time. And now it has become a little bit mainstream, almost, right?
Yeah,
So
I think the market is better educated on liquid cooling, and it took a number of years, but now there's so much going on that it's like a normal thing to have in your PC, where back in the day people would be freaked out to put anything liquid near electronics.
I see. And I mean, there has to be advantages, right, between air cooling and liquid cooling. What are some of the top advantages in your opinion?
When I think about it, I would say like thermal performance, aesthetics, definitely. It runs quietly. It really becomes a part of your build, and you're proud of it when you use it, when you have liquid cooling. So a number of items. I mean, it helps with, of course, performance, but also it's fun to have.
Right, right. And um, CEO of a technology company, and you happen to be female. Not many, right?
No.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about that.
I think it's a great opportunity, and women now are actually more involved in technology, I think, than they have been in many years. And I don't really see this is a only male only type of position. I think women now are more stepping forward to get management positions. So I think it's a great thing. And it also shows women in the industry that, you can do what you want and get to the positions you want, even being a girl.
And tell us a little bit about so when did you start becoming interested in technology? It must have happened early in life.
I'd say when I was a child, I already loved tinkering with electronics. I was not really into girly toys. I would say I would take apart our early PCs, and we had a Commodore 64, VIC-20, all that stuff back in the day, and I was like really tiny, but starting already to play with computers. And I was the one in the household assembling, stuff for my parents. So I think at an early age, I already loved PCs and electronics.
And and did you ever work outside of technology, or has it been primarily technology, Kat?
I would say primarily technology, whether it was software, hardware. Before my life in liquid cooling, I worked for hardware companies, load balancing, application acceleration, companies like that. So I already had this footprint in the industry, liking hardware, software. So it always stemmed around that stuff.
And has it been, not to get into controversy, that's not, in fact, that will be the antithesis of what GTribe is, but has there ever been in the years that you've been in tech an issue with you being female versus, have you ever encountered that, or it hasn't been an issue for you?
Thankfully, it has not been an issue for me because the people I've had the pleasure of working with did have a respect for me, for my position, whether I was a female or a male. Traveling internationally, I did a lot of business in Japan, places where, you kind of have to earn the respect, but once it's given, it lasts for a lifetime. So unfortunately, I've not had any issues like that in my career.
That's great. And, I think of my daughter and some of the younger members of the GTribe community that happen to be female. When I looked at the demographics before this phone call, just because, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the gender issue, if there was. But, close to 16% of our population on GTribe are females. So that means that, the great majority of the members, the 5 million plus people that populate GTribe are males. And so it's kind of interesting to hear you say that you really haven't encountered anything when the percentage of females is, even in our community, which is open to all members of even genderless members, so people that don't identify with a gender, and that the proportions are so unbalanced. So, and you never felt at all that somebody was treating you any less or any more? And what recommendations would you have for a young girl like my daughter or somebody else that wants to pursue a career in technology?
Actually, I can think of one incident that happened years ago when I was just starting my career in marketing and business development, where I did run into an issue with someone who was senior to my position, and they were trying to promote, people that they knew to receive sales bonuses, etc., and lying to the owner of the company, and stepped forward because I thought that that was not the right thing to do. And as long as you know that you're right and you're truthful, and you're moving forward with your morals, then you can't go wrong. Like justice will prevail, I would say, because you're in it for the company and for the others. Like people that you run into that are more selfish or, try to put people down, you always want to know that don't second guess yourself or your morals, and you always come out on top. So that situation was handled, and it taught me to always go forward with what I know is true and not be afraid because of my position or my age.
I see. That's a great example. So that you would have probably been, so are you saying almost to a certain degree that as a female, you probably would have thought, okay, maybe I don't want to do that. And then you decided to do it despite that?
Yes.
Okay. And what would, and that's probably in the nutshell, a great recommendation for younger females that are pursuing careers in technology to assert themselves, right?
Yes. I think that's a big deal when it comes to girls growing up, is that they're taught that they can play with boys' toys and not just dolls and cooking sets, because in my opinion,
that's funny.
in my opinion, there's a lot more to that. In fact, it should not be gender based on who picks up, the spoon to cook something versus who takes apart the robot and transforms it. It should be, an equal standing, so then girls as they grow up don't feel like they can only do certain things because that's what they're taught as they're growing up.
Wow. So we have consumed 14 minutes. Is that correct? So why don't we do the first loot drop? Yay! There's Theodore. I saw his face turn white, so he's looking at the screen.
I'll press the big button that says go, and then we're gonna start the selection process.
Yeah. So we thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of the chat, and we're happy to have you, Kat. So we're doing a one of your AIOs is going to drop. We have a global community, so it can drop anywhere in the world. There is no preference to anywhere. As much as Kat would prefer not to spend the money shipping outside, she will do it because that's the way. It's a global community. So
yeah.
So let's see where
exactly. Good luck, everybody.
Yeah, good luck. So let us know when it drops, Teodor. So anyway, one of the things that I've always liked about you, Kat, and in the 7 years or so that we have been interacting, is that you're always very upfront and very honest about where you stand on things, and and you've actually stayed here in my house. I consider you a friend. I think one of the biggest privileges that I have in life is that I do business with people that I like. But one of the things that I really admire about you is your honesty and how upfront. It's one of those things that you have to be careful what someone, like if somebody would ask me, okay, tell me about Kat, I would say, well, I would warn you that don't ask her a question unless you want the answer. So, like, you're not the person to say, hey, do these jeans make me look fat? Because you would say, hell yes. Get a new pair. So anyway, and working with you, I think that one of the things that I thought was very interesting was when we launched the Defiant line of computers, which was a rethinking. It was actually anchored in your thoughts about what EK Fluid gaming needed to be, the niche that was that was unserviced. So I'll let you talk a little bit about that, and then we'll talk about that, about how even Defiant even went further into that direction. So tell me, what niche is it that EK Fluid Gaming is pursuing?
Well, you know how EK started with, DIY custom loop more for the enthusiasts. There's a lot of people out there that would love to have the same type of PC, whether they're gaming on it, they're using it for school. I mean, you've seen these things; they look super amazing, and they perform just as nicely. So it's like, there's a lot of people that can't build their own PC that would love to have something like what the enthusiasts build. So that was like the main goal, was to make this accessible to everyone that wants a gaming PC that has, custom liquid cooling in there, and it's hardline, and they're built, by hand in Texas, for our team in Texas. So, it was like an amazing thing to partner with GTribe, because I'm also very community driven, and that's what makes part of what I do for work one of the most important things is the people, the fans, and the customers. So I want this to be accessible to everyone that would like to have a PC like an enthusiast, but just can't build it or doesn't have the time to build it.
Yeah, and I think that, so one of the things that you also did is, when I looked at your line and we first started talking about fluid gaming, you were talking about price points and how you wanted to make it accessible, not only by the fact that you're building these systems that are normally reserved for people that build their own systems, but that you wanted to do it at a price point that really kind of upset the entire industry. And I know you did that. I know some of your competitors have scratched their head. How is it possible that you guys are offering your systems at such a low price?
Yeah, so it's important that everyone get a chance to own a PC like this, meaning it's so expensive for people to buy some of our competitors' machines, to where, okay, you know what, EK loves doing many different things. We're involved in different markets, some stuff that's not so public, some stuff that's public. And it's important that everyone get a chance to have a really cool PC at an affordable price. So yes, definitely, we're not making anywhere near what our competitors are making, but it's accessible to the normal gamer, to the person that can afford it, and they can still enjoy liquid cooling in a very good.
And that's exactly where I wanted to land, because so one of the things that I have never seen this done before, I'm telling the entire community, where the team in Texas that work at EK Fluid Gaming in San Antonio, to be exact, was told that they needed to disclose the exact cost to me of what it was to build a computer, one of your PCs, for the Defiant, so that I knew what the cost was of building that system. Never in my entire career I have seen someone do that. It's kind of always kept as a secret. Now I did agree not to disclose that, but then the margin that you guys, in fact, the first 2 times you had a negative margin. A lot of people don't know that, and you bought one of them. Kat.
I did.
And so you cost your company money when you bought that system. I knew something was off, because Kat and I went to San Antonio to see the systems, and we walked into the assembly plant, and the employees crowded me and said, if we knew you were going to sell it at this point, we would have bought them because they were lower than your cost. And then it wasn't until the Defiant 3 that was a really marginal, a small margin for you. And of course, we on our end, we generate nothing, as you well know, because you know what we're selling it for. So, but then I saw an aspect of you that I've always admired too, is the fact that you did not. So we know that the Defiant 3s had some issues. They were delivered in a state that wasn't for whatever COVID, and the people that were supposed to be there had COVID, and they were out of the plant and all that. There was a lot of reasons that I actually never really went into the details that why those systems were not delivered with the exact specs that we had designed, you and I and Ivan, and immediately you said, it doesn't matter, we're going to make this right at any cost. Let's make it right. And then I couldn't believe that, because that's exactly why I'm building these systems with you, because of that commitment. So the reaction from the purchasers has been blown. Their minds have been blown by it. So it stands to say that when you buy a Defiant, you're really buying a Fluid Gaming PC, and you're buying not only my commitment, but you're buying Kat Silberstein's commitment to customers. And have you always been that way, where the customer is the center of should be the center of the business and their experience?
Yes. I mean, I think that's one of the key. I mean, that's the most crucial piece of business, is you're making a product that's going to someone and they expect something from whatever they purchase. And if anything goes wrong, that's on us to fix it. I mean, I love hearing good reviews. I love getting feedback, and if something's wrong, I even love getting that more so we can fix whatever the issue is and take care of customers so they know in the future, oh, if anything goes wrong, I mean, we're all human. We make mistakes, but, the patience and everything from the customers to fix, whatever issue it is exactly why I push that as number one. Like, whatever we can do to make people's lives, good and their expectations are met.
Yeah, I mean, Massive Velocity is operates, Massive Velocity being the parent company of GTribe and Beacon, and and we stand by the same principle. In fact, I keep by my desk here the principles of Massive Velocity, and the first one says, let me put on the camera right there. The first one says, we're in the business of helping people, period. So that's the number one thing that we do. So anyway, let's take a pause. Teodor, do you have any news for us, or you're still trying to give away free stuff?
Well, that's what I did. I pressed the button, and we do have a winner. And
Yay.
the first winner of the loot drop is Gordon Holland from Canada. Congratulations.
Canada? We can't give stuff away in Canada. No.
Congratulations,
Gordon,
Congrats.
long-time member, Gordon. I hope you're happy. We'll in another few minutes we'll do another loot drop. So let's shift the conversation a little bit. And somebody is texting me that they can't get into the chat, so you may want to look at that, Theodore. Or not texting me, but messaging me on GTribe, since I get it on my watch. Let's turn directions a little bit. Tell me what I've noticed is that oh, okay. So the person is trying to log into Twitch. So you don't need to log into Twitch, right? Or let's repeat that one more time, guy. Alex.
Exactly. You don't need to log into Twitch to win.
Yeah, to win or to watch the show. So you only need to log in if you want to chat. Are people on? Are we talking to people? Okay, good.
Oh yeah.
All right. So anyway, I wanted to ask you a little bit. It's to me the whole liquid cooling solutions for PC is fascinating, because I predate all that. And like you, I was always into technology. So, and I know Teodor was too, and Alex for that matter. We're all kind of, techies. But one of the surprising things that I have noticed is that enterprise business is now starting to look at liquid cooling solutions. Tell us a little bit about that. What's happening there? I know you got some secrets. There.
Well, it's not top secret that EK is also coming out with a line of workstations that will be liquid cooled.
Wow, that's awesome.
It's pretty cool stuff. A lot of businesses are running, like let's say, for example, if you want to create some stuff for film or for movies, it's pretty intense, right? So the renderings that you want to make for these special effects use a lot of GPU power, basically. So imagine, the same type of technology that we use for liquid cooling our PCs will go into liquid cooling workstations. And that's just one piece of enterprise that EK is actually, been in and getting more involved with. So
Yeah, but you also, what the heck, was that a commercial or what? I'm watching the AMD unveiling of their new Radeons. What was that all about? I mean, they had all their partners. So first of all, it's Frank. What's his name? What's his last name? What is it?
Azer.
Azer. I remember him. Is he the one that actually was one of the founders of Alienware?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay, let me just say something. When I started esports, Alienware was one of our sponsors, and they were working literally out of his garage.
Really?
Literally out of his garage. You could hear everybody talking. They were just in this small little space. So, I mean, they progressed quickly out of the garage, but that's how far back it is. So he is now, what does he do now for AMD? He's in charge of communication?
In charge of all the gaming stuff. So he's pretty up there in AMD, and everything's, running really smoothly there, and we're so happy to be involved with them on that.
Happy to be involved. You got a shout out separate from everybody else. Now, how much did that cost you?
We didn't pay for that.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, so people that have, I don't know, did you watch it, Alex? Did you get a chance to watch it?
No.
Okay, well, so it's like if you go to the YouTube page where they have it, it's like where is it in
if you just
minute?
If you go to YouTube, it's 1320.
1320. So, and then he goes, and then, we are so fortunate that we're doing, great things with, and then he calls it, we're doing organic. Like, it's like, is it organic? Did he say organic, or did he use the word?
So,
Yeah, like I was thinking granola bars or something. Like, what is he talking about? Organic liquid cooling. And then he showed their new CPU and their new GPU with the EKWB liquid cooling shells on it. And I was like, what? And then it goes, oh, and we have all these other partners, and they're all in one page. I hope you got a raise right away from EKWB, because you can't pay for that kind of advertising, like right there. So I thought that was fantastic. So anyway,
That's true.
yeah. Don't you agree, Alex? I mean, that's a hell of a shout out.
Totally.
Yeah, well, we've been doing a lot of cool stuff with AMD for many years. And
cool stuff, no pun intended. Oh, Lord.
So, they're really happy with the products that we've done, the design language, the way we make things, match with theirs, and also the performance that you can get with liquid cooling. So
yeah,
we've been a partner for a while, and I'm really happy to see where things are going with them. So definitely.
I see. And so NVIDIA doesn't have a little bit of envy NVIDIA? You are because I know that they're at least you're there quite a ton of times when we're talking. You're like, I'm on my way to NVIDIA.
Yeah, we actually are doing a lot with them as well. On the last release, we had some marketing promos done on social, and we were the only ones pretty much pushing that with NVIDIA, and them as well. We're doing stuff very closely with them, so on different levels. But we have a pretty good relationship with NVIDIA as well.
And how about Intel?
Same with Intel, actually. I'm not sure if you guys saw like the little teaser that Linus leaked out a day or two ago with a super, secret liquid cooling product, which I think I saw an EK badge on there. So you can check it out.
Oh, look at you. Look
that.
at you. Teasing the masses. Teasing the masses. Love it. That's what you get. That's what you get paid the big bucks right there. So can we switch directions 1 second? Teodor, go ahead and drop the next one. Let's talk about your hobbies. We're talking about business too much, and we've consumed half hour. So let's talk a little bit about your hobbies. Now, I know that you are a motorcycle fan beyond having a nice car, by the way. That I don't know that people know that your husband and you owned a beautiful Porsche. So that's like, people that get those cars are not only do they have the money, but they also are like, that has the #1 fans. Like, Porsche owners are super fans. Does your husband really let you drive that car? Let's be honest.
I let him drive the car.
He does? Okay, good.
No, I'm saying.
Oh, he doesn't. Okay, he doesn't. So you got to use your. So you, by the way, Kat Silberstein and Alex Anderson drive the same car.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Alex has the Model 3
Model 3.
Tesla.
That's
So when
actually
I got my Tesla, Alex is like, I would never get one of those. All my neighbors have it. Blah blah blah. Look at him now. What do you say now? What do you say now?
Hey, now I don't have to actually drive myself or let it drive me.
Wow, and the new updates. Have you seen them where they're absolutely driving them completely?
Oh yeah, I mean there was a new update that rolled out last night. I haven't seen what it does yet, or if it does anything. But it's what's the annoyingly, it doesn't tell you, if it was bug fixes or anything like that. Sometimes it just repeats what was the last update.
Yeah, I know that for a tech company, they have that all wrong. It should actually tell you on your app what was updated.
Right?
Well,
Yeah,
that
we
too.
have to. Let's tweet if we tell GTribe to tweet the same thing to Elon, it may get fixed, by the way, right?
It might. I mean, I don't see why they can't do it. And
Yeah, he'll get a few hundred tweets. He'll get a few hundred, especially if we say, okay, and then we're gonna pick our favorite tweet, and somebody's gonna get a prize. So anyway, but let's talk a little bit about that. So you drive an electric. How do you like that? I'm talking to you, Kat.
Well, actually, the Tesla is my husband's car.
Oh,
I use it to commute. So the 911, I've always been a Porsche enthusiast, and I've had, a number of different Porsches along my lifeline. So 968, 928s, Carreras, turbos. I've always been an enthusiast of Porsches.
wow, there's some serious power on those
Oh,
cars.
absolutely.
I mean, so I'm still a fan of cars with engines, I would say, but I do love taking the Tesla when I have to go to the South Bay for meetings, especially because there is the carpool sticker, which allows you to, pass through all the traffic and get where I need to go, and it's just so easy to drive, and it's super fast. I mean, the car is quick, right? So, and the torque, you can feel that instantly when you're driving it. So I'm a big fan of both cars. I don't think I'll ever go just 100% electric because I love,
That's a hell of a compliment, because when I had a Porsche once in my lifetime, and it schooled me hard because it was the 911 turbo, and I could not believe how quickly that car got up on first gear to top speeds. And when you're shifting, you're already 40, 50 miles an hour. And I was like pinned to the back. It's unbelievable performance. They deserve the reputation they have, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
I had a 84 944. That was my car back in high school.
Oh wow, nice. That was more subdued. The 944s are a little bit more subdued.
A little more subdued, yeah.
But the 911 turbos.
Alex, have you seen the 968?
No, I haven't. No.
So look up, 1995 968 cab, and you'll see that it's a actual front engine Porsche, and it's like a mixture of the 944 928 with the pop-up lights.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
The 928S was a beautiful car.
The Scarface Porsche.
Yeah, with the lights
that
went like that.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful car.
Yeah. This one had the pop-up lights and everything, but it was also an automatic. So.
Oh yeah.
Ah, okay.
Tell me about motorcycles, Kat.
Well, I love riding, and I've had three, no, I have four. Actually, I have one right now, which is a Ducati that I was looking for. That,
Ooh, Ducati.
and yeah, it's a 750. It's older, but it's got Marcassinis. It's got the beautiful dry clutch noise. It's actually a collector, so I'm really happy I have that. But in the past, I've ridden Triumphs, and I had a Yamaha R1, which is still my favorite to ride. And I had a Ducati, a 750, a red one. So
I haven't had the pleasure of meeting your husband, which we've always been threatening to do because he's a lot of people. I'm sure that people don't know, but he's a wine connoisseur and a great cook. So I can't wait. And then, by the way, I'm going to plug in his family, and of course, Cat owned. I'm sure it's closed right now with COVID, but they own a resort in Galapagos. And so I envy all the pictures that Kat when she goes there, and these incredible meals and fish that are. So I guess there are areas that you can fish and areas you cannot, but these things are humongous, like they're large, like you could tell they're protected, and they happen to go in the area that's not protected, and I guess Kat and her crew are there to grab them.
No, I've gone fishing and caught a wahoo that was like, I don't know, 4 foot long,
Oh
and
Lord!
having
Oh
the boat.
Lord!
Amazing lobsters,
Yeah.
ceviche, and Galapagos is like another planet. It's really awesome.
Yeah,
So,
and if you don't remember anything else about the chat, you should remember Kat's last name Silberstein, because that's the name of the resort that they own in Galapagos. So when it opens, Kat's giving GTribers 0.5% discount. No, I'm kidding. They'll start getting phone calls right away. You are one of the things that I remember one of our conversations. You as a person, you're very excited. You're excited about life. You're excited about the things you do. You live an incredible life, Kat, obviously. But I was really surprised how you lit up like a Christmas tree when we started talking about Japan.
oh yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, ever since I was younger, I've always liked Japanese animation. I'm into like robots, like Robotech, and Voltron and Transformers, G1. Like I've always liked robots and stuff since I was younger, when I was a kid. And I actually watched Akira, which is a great anime that got me into riding the motorcycles. So a lot of it is tied into like hobbies. And when I finally got to go to Japan the first time, back in the day, I was in heaven, because everything I like just happens to be in Japan, from Akihabara with the toys and the arcade to go play video games. I'm a huge Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat person. From back in the day, I would play in tournaments and stuff like that. And then also in Japan, Wagyu, as I'm a big beef lover, which most of you guys know. And also sushi, going to Tsukiji Fish Market and seeing the stock market of fish in Japan. Everything that I love is there. Cherry blossoms, ninjas, samurais. I love it all. It's my favorite place in Asia. That's why I light up. Because
And it's your first. And it's you've traveled the world. We both were one time sort of taking notes where you've been that I haven't been, and where I've been that you haven't been. But I haven't been to Japan, and you have. And you told me that it was by far your favorite city the favorite country in the world, and Tokyo was your favorite city. Is that correct?
yes. I would say in Asia, Japan definitely is my favorite. It depends, right? The flavors. Europe is totally different. I love Bruges in Belgium, which is a quaint little teeny city, with canals and everything, kind of mimics Venice. But for Japan, I'm a happy camper there, because toys, sushi, meat, and cherry blossoms, I'm happy for a long time when I'm there.
Did we drop another one?
We did.
All right.
We had the second winner.
And tell me he's in the USA, so that nope.
He is.
All right. So that okay, you get one. You get one.
Jonathan Bills is the second
Oh,
winner.
Jonathan!
Congratulations to
Another
Jonathan.
Jonathan. Congratulations!
Congratulations.
These are wow. These are very active members in our community. So wow, that's great. Anyway, you underestimate your love of meat because you and I went out to dinner one time. We had other people with us that are not relevant for the conversation, but we went out to dinner one time, and you and I ordered this huge steak. I don't know if you remember this.
Of course.
And
a tomahawk, right?
Yes,
Massive.
and then first of all, you love the fat. Like that's the number one thing. Like you love meat, period. So I start cutting the fat out, and you're like, you're not gonna eat that? I'm like, no. So Miss Kat Silberstein starts pulling all this stuff out of my plate, filling her plate, and then I'm done, and I'm like completely ready to burst because I'm so full, and she's still eating, and then she goes, "You're not gonna eat that? Put it right over here. I'm gonna eat it." And she not only ate my food, she ate all her food. It's amazing. You're a small person, the amount of meat that you are definitely a meat lover. You're a carnivore. So I wanted to ask you a question. And this is, I'm not fishing for compliments, and I want you to be completely honest about this. But why sponsor GTribe? I mean, you spend money on GTribe. You've made the company at a time, even through COVID, when you guys pulled your entire promotional budget. You kept GTribe. Why? Why did you do that? I know because of my charming personality, but why? Really, honestly, why did you? What is it that you see in GTribe that is different? So kind of fishing for compliments, but not.
You know how I was just talking about like what matters to me about customers, people who are passionate about what they're doing. I love the GTribe community because it's a safe place. Everybody loves doing the same type thing. People can share like their opinions and nobody's going to judge you. And I think there's not so many communities out there that you can do this. So, I'm a big fan of loyal people, customers that love good products, and also just the safety that's there. So, loyalty means a lot to me. So that's why you see me doing as much as I can with GTribe.
Well, thank you. I'm sure the community appreciates it. Alex, do you have any questions? I mean, or the community? Have you seen anything that...
So I did get a question from Jaime asking about what...
Jaime
Evidente.
You got to use his complete name.
Jaime Evidente.
Jaime Maria. He's from the Philippines, and he has more names than anyone I've ever met in my entire life because I don't even know his names. How long
correct
is
me
his?
if I'm wrong, but I think it's Jose Maria Jaime Evidente. I could be wrong, but I'm sure you'll
There's
correct
one
me on
more.
that.
There's one more. So okay. So
What?
So
yeah, no, he has a long name. He has a really long name.
I'm half Filipino, just to let the community know. So it's interesting. I'm curious to what he's going to ask.
So
yeah.
Well, his question is, what does the EK mean in EKWB? What does it stand for?
So EK stands for Edward Koenig. He is our founder.
Ah, wow. I didn't know that. That's great.
And
Great question.
EK stands for his first and last name.
Okay. So his basically water blocks.
Yeah.
Basically. Wow. That's incredible. That's great. Did not know that.
Some people in meetings won't know that he is the founder, and they'll be like, what is he doing? Oh, EK, Edward Koenig. And then they're like, oh my goodness, the founder was on the call with us. And it's really amazing. I mean, he's such a great guy, brilliant guy. So happy to work with him and to know him as a good friend.
You could go ahead and drop. Are you dropping? Is it dropping? Are we looting? Are we looting?
We are looting another AIO. No. 3, 2, 1. Okay. It's starting. So
all right,
someone is
there
going to be
goes.
really happy in a minute.
So explain to Kat what and to everybody what the process is. So what do they hear a song, right? They hear it's what happens.
So the way we do it is it stops all of the sound, so it stops the stream, so there's no distractions. It completely gets silent,
Mhm.
and then this red curtain starts going down, and the music fades in. There's tribal drum music.
Which is true tribal drum music, by the way, from a tribe in Africa that we got. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And then so it's all these drums, the boom, 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 and then something appears on the screen, right, saying,
Yeah, you are the winner. But
there's a countdown. You have to.
There's a countdown. You have about 2.5 minutes to.
Oh, 2.5 minutes.
Yes, 2.5 minutes, and you have that time. It's counting down. You have to claim it. So if you just leave it running and you left the computer, you come back, you never know you had the chance of getting the prize. So
because it disappears, it vanishes.
It disappears, it vanishes like it was never there.
Oh man! Oh, so they won't even know. I didn't know that. Oh Lord. Well, I think that's the gentle way of doing it. So, tell me, Kat, tell me a little bit about what you think our audience should know about EKWB.
I think a lot of people already have a good experience with, the DIY side of EK. And now you're stepping into the fluid gaming side of EK with the Defiance. I think the most important thing to tell those that are not familiar with us is that, our company really cares for the customers and the community. To me, that's one of the most satisfying pieces of my job, I guess you would say, is that we are constantly innovating. We're a technology company, and we're very passionate about what we do. Like everyone that's at EK genuinely cares for our community and our customers. We're big fans of everyone being successful. So I am happy when competitors do well. I never wish ill will on anyone, even if they're a competitor. I'm good friends with a lot of our competitors. We just want everyone to be happy and to love our products, and for us to create products that are made for the community. So, I think that's the feeling that usually everyone gets from seeing what we do online. But yeah, that's I think the most important message of this whole thing is know that we care about you as a customer and that you mean everything to us.
No, that's really good. That's amazing. That really is amazing. So that's how all companies should operate, but it's not quite that way. All right, we're going to open it for questions. Did we drop another one, Mr. Atroshenko?
We did have the third winner.
Give me the first name. See if I can guess it.
Milos.
Don't know who. Oh, Milos.
Milos
from Slovenia.
Okay, Milos. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry for the name.
Congratulations.
From Slovenia, yes.
Wow.
Congratulations. Let me try the last name. Maybe I'll get it. Dimitrievich?
Dimitrijevic, I think.
Okay.
He'll correct us both.
He'll correct us. He'll send us the spelling in the private message.
Yeah, he'll correct us. Wow, and yes, of course I know. He's been with us for a long, long time. So
he's in Slovenia.
She's in Slovenia. Yeah, maybe we can send it from.
Come from headquarters.
From the headquarters, yeah. So he gets it really quickly.
Awesome.
All right, Alex, it's all yours.
One thing that I noticed is that when you order from EKWB, that you can at least the lead time on a system is about a week. Is that about right?
For the EK Fluid Gaming?
Yeah, EK Fluid Gaming, yeah.
Yes, it's about a week. We try to make the lead time as soon as possible. It's all pending, of course, situation, COVID, and product.
Oh, sure, of course, yeah.
That's one of the things, too, is that we turn around, when someone buys a system, we turn it around as fast as possible.
Yeah, in fact, we've had a couple of... there were two ways to buy the Defiant 3. The majority of people, I think, we sold 21 systems, if I'm correct, of the Defiant 3s. And 11 of them were paid almost right away, or let's just say right away. And then 10 people did this this methodology that we're doing where they pay in payments before they receive the system. This is, by the way, I've gotten a lot of the community members that have contacted me and saying how great it is. But, I was telling Kat Silberstein when we were talking about it that I did not invent that. That is an old system that you can Google called Layaway. And Layaway was really famous in the United States until credit card companies came in and started to tell retailers that they would not allow them to use their credit cards unless they got rid of the Layaway, because Layaway normally is interest free. So what we did is we didn't charge any fees or interest or anything, and people are paying. Well, their next payment is due what, Teodor, in 8 days?
8 days,
like in a week, in 8 days. And already Kat has told the members of our team there to start building them. So we should be ready to ship those very quickly, hopefully, right, Kat?
Yes.
Sorry about that. If somebody's decided to drive into my driveway, and I'm just looking at them. I got a little distracted, but I see they're having a little thing next door. So anyway,
just some random person parking in your driveway. It's Texas.
No, I was just like, okay, that's interesting. blocking the driveway, but that's okay.
Well, you don't need to go anywhere, so
Yeah,
okay.
no. It's anyway. Anyway.
So,
it's just strange, guys. I live at the end of a Kat can tell you because she's been here. I live at the end of a street. There's no traffic here, so when you see me looking out, that's my window, and then I have to look out because there's activity that I never see. So it's like being in the zoo, but I'm looking at humans. So anyway,
it's probably just the neighbor saying, "Well, Angel doesn't go anywhere. Just park in his driveway."
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what they're saying. So, any questions from the community?
I got one saying, "Will EKWB offer an AIO that can be expanded later on?"
Ooh.
So yes.
Yes, is the answer. Wow, that's interesting. Very interesting. So AIOs came as a later, right? Or I don't know what the order of development was there, because AIOs came after people started obviously building the whole cooling system as a kind of a starter kit in the beginning. So you would get an AIO just to get the feel of liquid cooling, which I have one on my system, and but then you would you would get into the serious, sort of custom loops that people build. But now AIOs are beautiful and nice. You can really do a great job with an AIO. But in the ideal world, you want to cool both, because AIOs are CPU only, correct? So CPUs only. So to cool both the GPU and the CPU, you would need, a full cooling solution, correct?
There's both. There's AIO. There you can create a GPU all-in-one as well, and one that's a combined. So.
Oh wow! Okay, good. All right, that's great.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna drop a little hint before we end, and before we do have we done the last loot drop? I don't want to do it quite yet. Okay, great. I just wanted to let everybody know, first of all, as you know, these calls are happening on Beacon. And most of all, thank you for joining us and having this informal chat with Kat Silberstein. And Kat, of course, thank you for taking time to join our community. But I wanted to, Kat and I, so for do not post this on GTribe. This is only for the people that are on. So, Kat, I'm just going to say like this. I said it last time, but people didn't pay attention. I'm going to say it again. I think it'd be important for you to sign up for Beacon. So I will drop the hint that we're doing so we have, one of the things that we did in our evolution is we used to give away more than one PC at a time, and we stopped doing that. right? Remember Alex that?
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
we went from giving away 2 or 3 PCs, and then we dropped to 1. Lots of reasons for that. There's cost. It's expensive. It's lots of different things. But Cat Silberstein has agreed to sponsor the launch of the Beacon release candidate that we're going to hopefully be releasing on the 17th of this month. And she is going to give away 3 liquid fluid gaming PCs on this giveaway. Now, this giveaway is going to run for quite a while, and the winners will be selected in early 2021. But all you have to do, really, there'll be a sign-up process, but if you are already signed up, have an account at Beacon, which you can create on beaconx.com, you'll be entered automatically into that giveaway. Bear in mind that there's not that many people signed up. I think we have in the beta, was it Theodore 28,000?
Yep. So
Okay.
the pre-registrations, the pre-beacons.
Yeah, the pre-beacons are about 28,000 people. So that's a small amount of people, and we're definitely we're going to promote it, so you'll get a lot of people. But I will tell you that the first PC will go to among the first people that signed up. That's the way we're going to do it. So go ahead and sign up, and you will have a higher opportunity to win because you're competing with less people. Anyway, let's drop it. Kat, do you have anything you wanted to say and share that we didn't cover?
No, just thanks you guys for having me. And also, if there's any questions or comments, please get in touch. We're here to hear what the community has to say. And I look forward to the future with all of you.
Yeah, same here, Kat. Thank you so much. Alex, anything from you?
So while we have that, we're waiting for that drop. One more question here: is there a possibility that EKWB AIO without RGBD?
Without the RGB, yeah.
There could be in the future, but for now, pretty much everybody is wanting that in the videos.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that we can't make some that are a little bit more.
What happens? So if you don't like it, can't you just turn it off? Is that not an option? I guess that person is paying for it, so there's the cost factor. If they don't want the RGB, but LEDs are fairly inexpensive, so I cannot think that the cost variance will be much, right?
No,
Kat?
And there's more people asking for it than not. So it's like
everything on a PC is now RGB. It's gotten a little crazy. It's gotten a little crazy. Everything has RGB. The motherboards come with RGB now, of course. There's all kinds of RGB for memory now. All the memory, of course, all the AIOs. The PCs are getting a lot of light. So, anything from your end, Theodore? Do we have a winner?
Oh, we're waiting for the winner to claim the prize.
Okay.
If they don't, they'll be the next person. So that's the screen is the clock is ticking. The clock is ticking.
So, Alex, how about you? Anything?
Well, I have another one which you may or may not have the answer to offhand. Is they're looking for a water block for their Thick 3 Ultra RX 5700.
Oh yeah. You guys never made one.
We have blocked for the 5700. Do you want to? You can plug him. You know what? Get the question and then shoot it over to me via email, and I'll get one. Yep.
Okay. All right. That's
wow.
Cool.
We have the winner.
Ooh.
Man, right on time. Look at this.
Look at that.
You're so precise.
Where are they?
Wow.
Okay, so give me the first name.
Congratulations go to Ivan.
Ivan.
Wow.
Ivan. That I cannot pronounce his last name. He's Croatia, right?
Croatia, yes. Wow. We have the phone winners.
Ivan. Be good, Ivan. Be good. Ivan also has been around for a long time. Yes, congratulations, Ivan. What is his last name? I wouldn't know how to pronounce it.
Marjanovic.
Okay, yeah. Maybe it's itch because it has that little tilde thing on top of the
On the
C.
C, yes, that's
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
the ch.
Yeah, so that means that Dimitrijevic, maybe for Milos. And there it is, Mr. Susenis. My cat is here, so I will. He wants to see who I'm talking to.
There you go.
And yeah, there he is. So
Aw.
he wants to smell my keyboard. So anyway,
It's
thank
like,
you so much.
And just like the Dr. Evil of GTribe with that. With
Yeah. What are you kidding me? Of course, of course.
It's well, we can't finish without
I have
correcting.
to do the little finger. I have to do the little finger thing.
That too, absolutely. That too. You can't finish without that. But also can't finish without correcting Jaime's name too. It's Jose Maria Jaime.
Oh, you see, I told you there was another
Evidente.
name. Okay, say it again.
So Jose Maria Jaime M. Evidente.
What's the M for?
This is what
you
it
see?
says. See?
Yeah, he has another name in there.
He's hiding from someone, I'm sure.
Anyway, this was a blast. Thank you again, Kat. Thank you, Theodore. Thank you, Alex,
Thank you, guys.
for
It was a lot of
hosting these
fun.
things. And we will do one soon again, hopefully. And thank you so much. This helps us test Beacon and our new streaming platform that we're working on. So this is a great test for us. So any parting words, Theodore? Anything that you want to say?
Well, it's exciting. New features are coming, so that's everybody should be ready for that.
Oh,
But
that's right.
First thing we'll fix is the closed captions. It will look
Yeah.
like you're watching news.
All
news
right, I'm
coverage. So
gonna end with 2 words. I'm gonna end with 2 words, and then watch this become like spread through the community. Beacon play. That's all I'm gonna say. It is a thing. It is a thing. I'm not just making it up. It is a thing. So coming soon.
Coming
To a
soon.
theater the year. Beacon play. So let's screenshot this. I can see you're taking a picture. I'll screenshot it.
Mhm.
Go ahead and take the phone. Put the phone down. I'll screenshot it for all of us. I like your smile, Alex. Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. Perfect. Thank you, everybody.
There you go. Yeah, thank you, everybody. Thank you for the
Everyone.
follows, the subs. And until next time, stay safe and healthy, and we'll see you on the next one.
Alex, you're awesome. Thank you for hosting
Thank you,
this.
guys.
Thank you, everyone.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.